everybody to the Detonated YouTube channel. This is a very special video where I finally get to share all of my impressions from when I played Black Ops 7 a couple of weeks ago. Up until just 2 days ago, all of this was under embargo. Now, in a perfect world, it would have been great if these impressions had lifted before the actual reveal trailers for MP and Zombies, or if they would have split it up to where the multiplayer impressions went live this past Tuesday, zombie impressions 2 days later when that trailer dropped, but can't get everything we want. It's not a perfect world. I'm still happy that I'm able to share these impressions with you either way. However, in a couple of days from now, I'll be at COD Next playing on what I presume is the beta build, which is sure to feature a ton of improvements over what I got to play about a month ago or so. There's also going to be a bunch of bullet points we're going to be going over later in this video about a lot of feedback that was listened to and changes that were made since I last got to play Black Ops 7. But jumping into the multiplayer, I only got to play 2 different 6v6 maps, Black Car and Forge, both of which are going to be available in the beta just next week. And they honestly felt like Black Ops 4 maps, but aesthetically gave off the vibe of maps that you would come to expect in like BO3 or Infinite Warfare. This is certainly a futuristic game. Now, while this game is built on the framework of Black Ops 6, I have to say the game still felt pretty fresh. A bigger jump, at least in my opinion, from BO6 to 7 than what we saw from MW2 to 3. And MW3 was already a pretty big leap forward from what we had seen in Infinity Ward's Modern Warfare 2. So although these are back-to-back Black Ops games, I think the futuristic aesthetic alone makes this game feel like it got a couple of extra years of development. But regardless, no visual recoil on any of the weapons. The weapons felt a bit overpowered, but weapon balancing is always tricky during an alpha or beta build, since it's probably best to get feedback from millions of people to make sure that all weapon categories are tweaked before the official launch. That's what an alpha and that's what a beta is for, so I wouldn't take all of that too seriously, but the weapon certainly felt great. Again, heavy vibes of Black Ops 2 and 3. It was great experimenting with some of the overclock upgrades. I mean, I will mention active camo for a second because that felt a little too broken to the point where it was too good. That's going to be a clutch type of field upgrade people are probably going to be using throughout most of their multiplayer experience, unless it gets nerfed, and I'm sure it probably will after they receive some more beta feedback. It might end up being like Double Agent from BO6, where you think it's going to be the most broken thing in the game, but ends up getting tweaked several weeks later. Now, I also want to mention the wall jump for a second because I do believe it's going to be a lot more balanced during the beta and at launch, but when we got to play around with it, it felt like you jumped a little too high off of surfaces, but they did remind us that you're going to lose momentum as you continue to wall jump off of one specific surface. If you just keep going, it'll just get slower and slower as you continue. It is not a jetpack wall run by any means. It just felt like it was a little too smooth and you jumped a little too high when we got to play a few weeks back. But like I said, I don't think that's going to be the experience that you guys have once the beta actually rolls in, and we'll get to some of the feedback they actually sent us already in a couple of minutes. But yes, it was cool experimenting with a lot of the new perks, field upgrades, and just messing with the gunsmith altogether. The firing range wasn't actually in that build that I got to see, so I'm not sure what that's going to end up looking like, but it was a relief seeing a perk like Close Shave just carry forward from BO6 into 7, which allows you to panic knife, right? I think the perk system is pretty well balanced inside of this game. However, a change did get made, which I'm going to go over in a video on the main channel as far as where some perks go in the... Now, it was great being able to experiment with the brand new gunsmith. I know the firing range wasn't present in that build. We also got to see a bunch of the new perks, the field upgrades. It was a relief seeing the Close Shave perk from BO6 just carry forward into 7, allowing you to panic knife if you so please. Now, score streaks were also a big one. They felt like a nice change of pace compared to Black Ops 6, just real exciting score streaks that you're going to want to work towards, right? It's a futuristic Call of Duty, which means they can go all out with the score streaks that you're going to be able to use. Only a few of them were available in our build. The Harp wasn't one of them, but still, it was a ton of fun actually getting to try out as many as we could. But now when it comes to zombies, it was a very limited play session compared to what we got to see within multiplayer, but we were just able to play Farm Survival, a cutoff portion of Ashes of the Damned, the Transit remake. So just to make that clear, we did not play the upcoming big round-based map, only a small section from it. I'll be able to jump into Ashes of the Damned at COD Next this upcoming Tuesday, but when it comes to the farm build, it was a nice taste of what you could expect from BO7 Zombies as far as the movement, the weapons. We had access to the Pack-a-Punch machine, no PAP camo sadly, so it was just plain whenever we Pack-a-Punched our weapons. We saw the Origins mystery box. The Mark II was also in there, so that was nice to confirm. The Wonder Fizz had every single perk from Black Ops 6, including the brand new Wisp T perk that is exclusive to Black Ops 7. I don't believe any of the augments were present on any of our gameplay items, but yes, we were able to take a look at the crafting table, which had a bunch of score streaks from BO7, none of which were from Black Ops 6 at all. And then the brand new underground section of the farm did have an arsenal machine, so that's where you can go ahead and buy some ammo mods, go ahead and upgrade your weapons rarity. And yes, we had access to the Fireworks ammo mod, which is finally coming back from Black Ops 3. I did pause my game just to see what was available, and what do you know, the Toxic Growth field upgrade from Cold War was actually present again. So this is a field upgrade we haven't seen in many years, so it was nice to see come back. And honestly, I felt like it was a bit more powerful than the version we last saw back in, what, 2021? But yes, we got to play around with the new saw trap, which is right in front of the barn. We got to train around a little bit, experience the new special enemy types, which are the Ravagers, and the exfil system also got a complete gut and overhaul. Instead of calling in the exfil and then having to take out like 50 or 60 zombies before interacting with the helicopter or Raptor 1, you just interact with this phone booth, and then all of a sudden, one special zombie spawns in, you kill him pretty quickly and just walk right through as if it's Vanguard, and that easy exfil system. So they claim to have changed it because a lot of people were having trouble with the exfil system in Cold War and BO6. I guess they had data to back that up, suggesting that people out there were having too much trouble trying to just exit their game. And as you guys may have seen in the recent blog, you can now solo exfil even if your teammates want to just stay in the match that you were in. But a big question was certainly, is it just more Black Ops 6? I mean, from the look of the HUD, it didn't really look too much different from BO6. I think slightly prettier, but we're going to be seeing a lot of HUD changes once the game officially comes out. But the easy answer is, I guess, I mean, it certainly played like BO6, but with all the new mechanics and quality of life changes, it's going to feel like a complete overhaul once the game actually comes out. And I'm sure we'll get a better taste of that at COD Next compared to what I got to play a couple of weeks ago. And the thing is, right, it didn't really need to get the biggest overhaul in the world. I don't think anybody had too big of an issue with the core gameplay of Black Ops 6. A lot of the issues really lied with the replayability, maybe some of the side quest rewards, and of course the narrative altogether. Now, some big bullet point changes that I'm going to read off here from a new Call of Duty email include the following. When it comes to movement for all game modes, the wall jump improvements will actually increase fluidity, which I hope is a good thing. It doesn't make it too much of a sweaty, overpowered mechanic that upsets people during the beta. They also mentioned adjustments to make wall jumps easier and more predictable to perform. That's cool. Additional treatments to multiplayer maps to clarify where players can wall jump and where they can and can't mantle. I'm assuming some of those improvements will probably make their way into zombies somehow, because I couldn't really find an opportunity while playing farm to actually do the wall jump, but I'm sure there probably is a spot here and there that I just wasn't able to spot because we were pretty short on time. And then as far as systems go, seasonal weekly challenge rewards roadmap finalized with new weapons, multiple attachments, 2 new weapon camos per season, and more. And that's of course just talking about weekly challenges, does not include new camos for new DLC weapons, camos in seasonal events, or other Easter egg related rewards. So that's just something that, again, I'll clarify a lot more once we get some more images and videos of these rewards at COD Next. They also mentioned a new reward feed, allowing players to quickly access a list of recently unlocked reward content. Players can quick equip, tongue twister, content directly from the feed rather than looking for the source via in-game menus. It's a huge upgrade considering for several years now, it's been funny to see a pop-up in the message of the day or a pop-up in your after action report, and you just have to go look manually through the calling card menu or, you know, anywhere else to actually equip what you unlocked. And then lastly, when it comes to multiplayer, 6v6 exclusively, they said player visibility improvements through lighting and character adjustments, additional color passes on maps to deliver signature Treyarch vibrancy. That's huge because we're using the same engine as Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer, but you still want it to feel like a Black Ops game, right? They also mentioned score streak tuning adjustments to ensure they're rewarding and powerful. For example, increased weapon power for the Rhino and VTOL warship, making those score streaks even more worthwhile. And then overhead health bars added for gameplay clarity. Player setting is available to disable if preferred. And lastly, further reduction of weapon firing VFX based on feedback to ensure excellent target clarity. There already wasn't any visual recoil or any type of clutter in your face, but to, I guess, improve that even more is going to be huge to make sure that we don't get to a point where people are feeling like certain weapons aren't viable because you can't really see your enemy clearly. But overall, folks, that is about it. This was what I believe close to a beta build, maybe even an alpha build that I got to play a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, a lot of what I just went over as far as feedback goes will probably be visible in the beta build this upcoming week. So we're going to go ahead and do a bit of a comparison video as of next week to take a look at what's really improved from the last time I played to the new version. Leave our thoughts down below on multiplayer zombies and all the brand new improvements. Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.